Welcome back. We're here with more guidance to help you navigate turbulent times in a low interest rate environment. Market turbulence would seem so easy to navigate if we could just get 10% from our bank accounts, right? Or something else is conservative. But those of you who were working and buying homes in the 80s and even in those late 70s, you will remember that those kind of interest rates, they came with their own set of problems. So today we're going to wrap up the annuities portion of this low interest rate series by addressing variable annuities and their potential role in this current environment. This is video 11 of our ongoing educational series addressing the most common questions, concerns, and especially today, we're going to talk about misconceptions around retiring in a low interest rate environment. We've covered LIBOR and the Fed funds rate and prime rate and 10-year treasuries. We've taught about CDs and short-term fixed income rates. I have even more to teach in some upcoming videos about managed investment strategies and retirement income strategies that I love. I'm super passionate about those. So we'll get to them. The last few videos have covered the impact of low interest rates on different annuities. I've tried to educate about really what these different annuities are and how they work, and particularly what they are not. All that is in order to explain the impact of low interest rates on retirees. Today, we'll do that with variable annuities. I'm Tilton Hall at Advanced Financial Planning. So as you recall, I'm not saying how or even if you should use annuities in your retirement plan. I'm not saying if they're good or if they're bad. Truly, that all depends on your individual circumstances, and we won't know that until we meet for a discovery meeting. I'll tell you this though. I'm thoroughly convinced that either a salesperson or a media personality who's kind of, obstinately one-sided, that they do more damage than they do good. To build a secure retirement income, a true advisor understands your personal situation and then educates and brainstorms with you through all the tools that are available. Set aside preconceived opinions and really figure out what's in your best interest to build your dreams. Here's a quick story. I have a bunch of them on both sides of the aisle, but here's a quick story just to illustrate this. So early in my career, I had this great client. She came into the office. She'd been divorced for years. She had a boyfriend slash kind of non-committal fiance that would come with her, which was great. One of her accounts was they were invested in market-based investment funds. And she wanted this money specifically to go to her children. She felt that she was young enough that she wanted the account to have the chance to grow. And the way she phrased it is, I want it to grow hopefully about as much as the stock market. So that was kind of her mentality around it. She was definitive and certain that she did not want that account in a bank or a bond or some lower yielding investment. She wanted it to have a chance to grow, and she was fine with that account going through ups and downs like a growth portfolio does. She wasn't really worried about that, but she was really worried about the risk that that account might be going through a down phase and she happened to pass away. That was her big concern. Market growth potential, but to have some kind of protection for the death benefit. She really wanted to explore if there was some way to make sure that if she happened to pass away when those investments were going through one of those downswings, that her children would at least be able to get or be guaranteed what she put into the account. We talked about a lot of ideas. We diversified managed portfolios, really active allocations which try to minimize those downs, even some potential real estate allocations and how they might play in. And it's not my typical recommendation because the death benefit's not as tax efficient as some of the other scenarios, but we wanted to brainstorm through all the tools available. So one option that we reviewed was a variable annuity where the death benefit was a guarantee of at least what she put in the account, even if the account value was down. So the account value could be in the market-based sub-accounts, which could go up or they could go down, meaning if they were down, then what she put in would go to the kids. If those markets had grown so that they were up, then that higher amount, that's what would go to the kids. In that situation, the annuity, it's called a death benefit guarantee cost, it would have been a drag on the performance. There's some cost associated with it, so it would have been a drag of about 1% on her account performance. In this case, she really gravitated, out of all those things we talked about, she really gravitated towards the annuity concept. She really liked it. I was fine either way, but the boyfriend, he watches a TV show where the host says never use an annuity. So he was dogmatic about it. So she ended up deciding to go with the pure investment allocation. That's okay with me. That's kind of where my inclination is as well. And frankly, the investment allocations, they've done great through some downs and lots of ups over time. But it hasn't even been fun. She hasn't really even been able to enjoy it because we didn't address her concern like she wanted to build a secure retirement, a true advisor, not a talk show host. Understand your personal situation and can then educate and brainstorm with you through all the tools that are available. Speaking of education, let's do this. Are you ready? In generic terms, a variable annuity, it's a contract between you and the insurance company, kind of like the other annuities we talked about. So it's not FDIC insured, and any guarantee that's provided is going to be based on the claims paying ability of the insurance company. So let's look at solid financial companies. A major difference between variable annuities and other annuities we've discussed is that unlike fixed or index products, variable annuities allow you to fully invest in a mix of bond and stock market investments. They are called sub-accounts or separate accounts. This is by design. If you don't want a fixed return and instead you want to participate in, say, a bond allocation return, or participate in a balanced allocation, or even participate in the potential gains, and of course the risk of potential losses of a diversified holding of stocks, then you can choose a sub-account that accomplishes that goal. Two important considerations are, first, this is long-term money. It's going to have a surrender penalty during the first 7 or 10 years. If you turn around and you cash out during that time frame, there's a penalty associated with it. Realize you can still take out some money each year. Usually it's 10% per year. So it's fine to use this for retirement income money, taking out a little bit each month or taking out a little bit each year over a lifetime. That's fine, really, that's what it's for. But if you're going to put money in now and then turn around and cash it out, say, next year, you're in the wrong place, not the right fit. And if you're trying to get some growth from the sub-accounts, then you certainly need to plan on the account value losing money sometimes. If you're going to cash out the first time the account value goes into the negative, which we all know it will sometimes, then if you're going to cash out at that point, you shouldn't get in to start with. But if you're going to ride things out long term and you figure that, okay, this downturn, it's not the end of the economy or it's not the end of the world, but things will recover and in 5 and 10 and 20 years, accounts will likely be higher, then you're really giving yourself a great chance to benefit from the annuity. So remember, it's long-term. Secondly, an annuity is going to have a higher expense than just a straight investment account. If the insurance company is going to be providing you some type of guarantee or some benefit that makes your retirement more safe or more secure, then there will be a cost to do that. That cost is going to be deducted out of your sub-accounts, and so it's going to affect the performance of those accounts. My experience is that when we just explain people's options to them, they easily know for themselves which way they lean. They'll say, that extra cost, it's not worth it. Let's just do the pure investment account. Good, I love it. Or you might say, I like that guarantee and security. Plus, the chance for some growth, I'm fine with that cost. That's great too, we can help you. As a precursor to understanding the role of low interest rates, let's talk in generic terms about one of these guarantees that I just mentioned, that the insurance company they'll provide for secure retirement income. It's called a lifetime income benefit. In super basic terms, because there's a million different styles of this, it allows a retiree to place a portion of their retirement accounts, you stick them in a variable annuity with a lifetime income benefit. Then the insurance company, they guarantee that the retiree can take a certain level of withdrawal out of the account every year or every month for their whole life. As long as you're alive, you can keep drawing on the account. If you do a joint life, then your spouse is also covered. So even if you pass away, your spouse can keep getting monthly or annual income under that lifetime withdrawal guarantee. We all understand that if you take money out of an account every year, at some point, it'll probably be depleted. If the investments do well, then it probably won't be depleted. But if the economy slumps, or the investment markets do poorly, or you live a long time, then the account will be depleted. If the economy does poorly, that account will be depleted faster. Retirees don't want that risk of running out of money. They don't want the risk of running out of money. So that's why these lifetime withdrawals have become so popular. It's because it takes that risk off the table. And if you have this lifetime income benefit, then you don't have to be scared that a few negative years will ruin your retirement. Because of that protection that's in place, you might use a sub-account or sub-accounts that have the potential for more account value growth. That's an important concept for folks that decide they like these products and they want to use it. That if you decide to use this lifetime income benefit, then you don't have to be scared that a few negative years will ruin your retirement. Because of that protection, you might decide to use sub-accounts that have a little more potential for account value growth. It's a really important concept. So the account value growth can in turn help increase your retirement income down the road, and this is important. If your account value can grow to help offset some of those withdrawals, so you're taking withdrawals, but the account value is growing to help offset some of that, then if there's money left in that account, then it goes to your kids or whoever you designate as your beneficiaries. So that's another important concept. Now, when it comes to a low interest rate environment, let's talk about the role of variable annuities with lifetime withdrawal benefits or lifetime income benefits. The guaranteed amount that the insurance company allows you to take each month or each year, it's going to be slightly lower percentage if you start the contract during a low interest rate environment. That's the nature of the beast. So the guaranteed withdrawal rate during, say, September of 2020, when interest rates are super low, they're going to be lower than if you had started a contract in September of 2019 when interest rates had actually been increasing for the past few years. The silver lining is that Just like in that indexed annuity world, like we talked about last video, insurance companies are getting more and more determined to make their lifetime income rates attractive. Baby boomers do not want to worry about running out of money. So there is a lot of opportunity for insurance companies in this space if they can make their product competitive. This is a benefit to you guys, to the end consumer, who is working with an advisor who's willing to explore those different products. So that is a benefit to the end consumer who's working with an advisor who's willing to explore different products. What is an even greater benefit is that this is the first strategy we've talked about in this whole series so far that can utilize stock market type holdings. Stock markets have a history of excelling in low interest rate environments. Everything we have talked about so far, really up to this point, was trying to squeeze a little more interest rate juice out of an interest rate environment that has been pushed all the way down to the floor and then smashed flat already. The role of this type of product in a low interest rate environment is to go up the risk ladder to pick the fruit off the tree instead of trying to squeeze something out of a little more juice out of something that's already been smashed to the ground. It's like you just said, okay, in this environment, I get it. I'm not going to get a great yield from interest rates and conservative investments. They're already at the floor. So if I have a safety net of the income guarantee, so I know that I'll have income off of this account that I need for my whole life, then I can feel comfortable going higher on that risk ladder to get investments, sub-accounts, that now have the potential for much higher yields and higher returns. Higher returns then can help offset inflation for a more secure retirement and offset some of those retirement withdrawals to help increase your account over time. That would be the place where this could make sense. Wow, good work today. We covered a lot of ground. You're gonna be a genius, or better yet, let us do the work to help you determine what strategies and products can help you either get on or help you stay on the right track. Whether you're really wanting to retire, or maybe you're retired and still have a retirement account sitting there, or you need to update your current retirement plan for this new interest rate world. We'd love to help you make the most of it. Give us a call for a second opinion. We'll talk to you soon.
If this information has been helpful to you, check out our other Telton's Tips videos, or better yet, call our office. You can talk to an advanced financial planning team member like me. Imagine that, a real life human that cares about you and your goals. My name is Caden Keller. I work here as a financial advisor along with Telton and the rest of the team. Here, we take a team approach to caring for our clients because we all know 2 heads are better than 1. So give our office a call, and I or anyone else on the team would be happy to answer a quick question for you or schedule a complimentary retirement planning meeting. There's also a link provided if you would like to learn more about who we are at Advanced Financial Planning or what it is we do for our clients in planning for their retirement. Lastly, the schedule an appointment link will bring up our calendar, and you can choose a time for a complimentary on the phone or an in-person retirement planning meeting. Whichever option you choose, the only mistake is to do nothing and keep working and putting retirement preparation off until you die at your desk. I've seen it time and time again. No matter how good and specialized Telton and I are, when people wait too long to seriously consider their retirement options, they're significantly set back and can damage their retirement. So call, schedule, or click to learn more. You've got nothing to lose, and your future self in retirement has a whole lot to gain.